if that's all we need. And finally, we've got the user service. And this user service, this is where you go to get users for every other capability. So what are some of the characteristics of these microservices then? We started off quite big and we've gone down quite small, and this is probably a bit more technical detail now. I like the idea of flexing, right? The job, I think, of an architecture is to be able to flex along many different degrees of freedom. It should have many different degrees of freedom. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean we should be able to scale things independently, either for reliability purposes or availability or for throughput purposes, right? That's one degree of freedom. We should be able to change them independently. We shouldn't have to lock change cycles of these different things together. They will change at different rates. We want to be able to deploy things independently from one another. Different degrees of freedom of an architecture. Right? I think Martin Fowler put it as, the thing about his definition of an architecture is, it's the stuff that's difficult to change after you've done it. Right? That's kind of what the architecture is. And so if you can build something that gives you flexibility along various axes, different degrees of freedom, then you're in a better place. Because this stuff is hard to change later on. It's hard to move from using, I don't know, say HTTP to using Atom Pub to using WSDL and using, WS star at a later date. So the key thing here is that they're small with a single responsibility. We talked about having 3 of these applications. Each application does one thing. Now, I'm a big believer in single responsibility principle. I don't think anyone in the room is going to disagree it's a good thing. But I think it should apply all the way down and up. Right? It's turtles all the way down until you hit jump right at the bottom. But it should be turtles all the way down. We came up with this idea